Hey everyone, Nubkeks here, and welcome back to Heroes of the Storm. Today I'm going to bring you some Gul'dan gameplay. I think this is going to be the final video as well before the Machines of War patch finally becomes live on the live servers. So here we go. Gul'dan actually got kind of like nerfed slash buffed slash tweaked in the last patch. It's kind of weird. But he is considered a fairly weak assassin at the moment, and I would kind of go alongside that. Though in this game I'm going to be trying out his probably most popular talent build overall, seeing how things go, and yeah, we're just going to see what we can make of him and how things are going to work out. He's a sustained damage dealer. He's not a burst mage. He is all about that sustained AoE damage. Does a lot of AoE damage. He's got powerful wave clear as well. Great sustain in the lane. There's basically his strengths. I suppose in a team fight he functions somewhat similarly to a Lunara, in terms of like this sort of spread AoE damage, and then he has like a sort of Sundering-esque heroic with Horrify, which has the potential, I think, to be very powerful. My level 1 talents I picked up here was wow, Thrall. Oh Jesus. Rest in peace. I picked up Echoed Corruption. I played this game a few days ago, so I don't remember anything about this one. Yeah, Echoed Corruption at level 1. So what this does, it's actually a really nice talent. Your corruption spell, normally, you throw it down. It's got a very long cooldown. It fires off 3 sequential hits in a row, kind of progressing outwards. You'll see it whenever I cast it. And they each like apply just a dot whenever they hit someone. I think I'll probably throw it out now. Yeah, there we go. Boom, boom, boom. You can see the 3 hits going out. Now, Echo Corruption, it has been nerfed actually because it was so popular. But basically what it does, once you've hit 35 heroes with this, it will now then fire a return corruption backwards. Basically it makes the spell twice as good because it fires off twice as many. It also synergizes really, really nicely with the talent that you can pick up later on at level 16, which will basically trigger a whole chunk of bonus damage if you land 3 hits of corruption on someone. Very difficult when you only fire off the 3 hits, but with Echoed Corruption, because you're getting the extra 3, so long as you hit them with any 3 of the 3 going out and the 3 going back, so giving you lots of chances to land it, you will trigger that extra damage. So pretty nice little synergies between his talents from the early game and the late game right there. His other level 1 talents are actually not bad. I've also been experimenting a bit with the Q build, and I actually really like the Q build. It's pretty good, but I'll probably do a couple more tries of them with that to see how it goes. And the games I was playing were not particularly good games for that one, so I wasn't getting like a fair sort of analysis of how it works, but the Q build seems pretty decent as well. Level 4 here, I picked up Consume Soul. This gives you an extra ability. I don't think it's clear from the description, but it does give you 2 charges of this. But I think it's 30-second cooldown per charge, and you can use this to instantly kill an enemy minion and heal yourself for a whole chunk of health, which is really fantastic. It gives you a lot of personal sustain. And also bearing in mind, of course, that Gul'dan's trait, his life tap, does consume his health to restore his mana. So this does let you kind of sustain quite powerfully during the lane. It's quite a nice one to pick up right there, and getting some nice stacks here on our Echo Corruption as well. As you can see, we're up to 14 out of 35, so about 3 minutes in, we're almost halfway there. So not too bad, not too bad. At this point I'm going to Hearthstone. I think Gul'dan is one of those heroes that could probably just sustain forever in the lane. In this case though, I decided just Hearthstone for the sake of it. One thing to note as well is that for other heroes, as you can see right there, if you look at my mana bar, usually leaving the fountain around this point will mean that by the time you actually get back to the lane and to the fight, your mana will have restored from your mana regen. Now Gul'dan obviously doesn't have any, so in this case it means I'm just going to run back missing a little bit. But then like the health regen orbs you pick up on the ground will sort of restore some anyway, so not too big of a deal really. Now up against 2 heroes here, just making sure to dodge the roots. Actually taking quite a lot of damage, but we are able to heal ourselves up, so we're not really too worried. You're much like Thrall in that sense in terms of your laning power. You're really not very worried about losing out on too much health. As you can see, bam, like that, we're back up to full health, we're back up to nearly full mana. It's really not too intimidating. But yeah, one of my goals now when we're in these fights is to just throw out as much damage with my Qs as possible. I'll obviously use my W, which is a slow sort of channeled ability. It doesn't do a ton of damage. My Drain Life, I'll use that whenever I need to get a bit of extra health back. And then I'm going to throw out the Corruption as often as I can. I think for this particular build, I think it's called Bound by Shadow. didn't quite catch the name. Obviously, I will show you guys all the names of the talents in the particular talent build at the end of the video, as per usual. But what this one does is whenever we hit a hero with our Q, it will reduce the cooldown of our corruption. Gonna be really fantastic because we're effectively going for a corruption build. Works really, really well. I also really like Hunger for Power here, which reduces the healing you get from your allies. But that's not so bad, seeing as we have this Consume Soul talent at level 4, which is giving us that extra healing from minions anyway, and we can sort of sustain ourselves with Drain Life, and with that, we're not super reliant on our supports for keeping us sort of topped off, but it does make you more vulnerable then in a team fight to being sort of focused down. Getting a nice value on the Corruption there, and the Q. Unfortunately, you do get hooked in by the Stitches, and that is me dead as a dodo. I think if we position a bit more aggressive, we would have been okay. It actually looks like we're going to be okay anyway. Diablo does make it out. That's a 1-for-1 in the end. So, not too bad. We can live with that. And was their healer that they lost for us? I believe we still have ours. In fact, yes, I can see him right there running around in circles. He's there, so that's good. Hopefully we should start winning this. Maybe. Okay, we're moving in. That's good. Yeah, I mean, this is fairly standard enough build, but the Q build is also a pretty nice go-to. Also at level 4, when I first did my Gul'dan videos, sort of first impression videos, there you go, we're winning the fight. Thought we would. I really liked the improved life tap at level 4, and I still really like that. What it does, it makes your life tap restore more of your max mana, which means you have to life tap less. It's a bit less chaotic in team fights because, again, life tapping less in a team fight means you've got to worry less about calculating your health and what's going to happen and everything. So I kind of like that. I personally kind of look at it like the improved life tap is probably better for more of a hectic team fight map, which maybe in this case I probably should have gone for. Whereas this Consume Soul is going to be better in fights with a little less team fighting and a bit more sort of laning, let's say. So, I don't know. It's a tough choice actually as to which one is going to be better. Dodging the wolf from Thrall is pretty good. Oh, he actually took a lot of damage from the Jaina right there. We have hit level 10. I'm going to pick up Horrify. So Horrify, it's like a small circular AoE, a little bit bigger than a Blizzard. After a short delay, it goes boom, explodes, and it fears people. It's basically a stun that makes them run away from the center of the Horrify zone. It can be extremely strong. Wow, that was a really nice Ring of Frost right there. There's the Horrify, throwing it out just to ensure we grab that kill. I would actually probably use this for just a single hero even. It can work really, really nicely, or to disrupt a team fight. It's very much like Sundering if you played with Sundering, although it's not as good as Sundering because it's harder to set up. But yeah, the basic idea of this is, you know, knock someone towards your team so you can explode them, or knock heroes away so that you don't have to deal with them. If you can use Sundering, you can use this one. It's the same sort of theories go into it. And there you go. We're actually going to Hearthstone at this point. There's not much happening on the map. Our teammates should have this under control, and there you go. As you can see, we're up to 32 stacks of Echoed Corruption. It's going to be a really nice power spike when that finishes. So you're realistically looking at about 8 minutes or something to finish this quest. I'd say probably even 10 minutes in a normal game. This one has been particularly hectic. He actually has Bloodlust. I didn't even realize that. Oh, double support. Okay. Interesting. They're not a great Bloodlust team, so it's kind of funny. But as you can see, we can actually get a lot of damage right there from our spells. And that does finish our Corruption quest as everybody dies. But that's pretty good. This Thrall is going fairly ham. Thralls will probably work out. There's the Echo Corruption. Starts coming back as well. So yeah, it's just really nice. I mean, like, it's such a good level 1 talent. It's hard to obviously to finish the quest, and you don't get any benefit out of it for probably half of the game. But once you do, I mean, doubling the strength of one of your abilities is pretty fantastic. And you can see the value of Consume Soul there coming out as well. We just suck up the whole wave, we grab like a regen globe, and do Drain Life, and hey, we're back up to full health, full mana, can't complain. Pushing in here for a fight as well. Does land a hook. This could be a nice Horrify opportunity. There's the Horrify. We actually catch both Stitches and the Thrall, knocking them back away from their Oriole. No healer right there. Thrall does sustain himself up a little bit through that. Ring of Frost is actually going to miss, but Oriole throws down Heroic as well. That's pretty good. All things considered, that's pretty damn good. And there we go. It's going to start doing some damage to this guy. And clear up this area of the temple. Pretty nice, pretty nice. Gonna pop Life Tap a couple of times, I guess, to get some health back. And awesome. Very happy. At this level, I'm going for Healthstone. This is also the most common thing. So this is, you can activate it to restore 25% of your max health. Yeah, I'm quite open actually to level 13 to mixing it up quite a bit. Healthstone is certainly nice, but it's not essential. I suppose for an assassin, Gul'dan actually has, just by virtue of how he works, you know, oops, that was actually pretty bad corruption, I missed the minion wave. By virtue of him, you know, well, sacrificing so much of his life for his mana, he does have really high max health, much higher than most ranged assassins, so do bear that in mind. So yeah, the Hellstone does get you pretty good value. It's quite nice. You can see like on those siege giants as well just how much damage like the corruption does stack up. It does add up to a fair whack. It's pretty damn good. At this point as well, looking at the map, not too much going on. They finish off the top temple. I'm gonna throw some damage down on Thrall. Thrall actually walked through that. That was crazy. Thrall is almost dead actually. Whoo. And he was kind of running away from the Oriole there as well. She was probably panicking, but that did a lot of damage. A helping hand coming in from Stitches, plus the Oriole rotation to ensure he doesn't die. But yeah, he ran through all that Echo Corruption. He gets blown up. There you go, throwing in the Horrify just to secure that Rhaegar kill, knocking him back into our team. And yeah, we'd be pretty happy with that. I don't know. I do feel like using Horrify for a single kill is more than worthwhile, probably. Just for securing it, just for locking it down. I do the same with Sundering, probably. Ooh, we could have actually maybe caught Tychus there. I'm definitely positioned kind of aggressively here. Do catch Thrall with a single hit. Not too much, though. There you go, back it up. I think at this point, we could probably turn around and done the boss when we kill the Rhaegar. I think that was probably the better call. I was thinking about it myself. I decided not to. I actually really disagree with what we did in the end, and I don't like what Diablo was doing either. He was kind of calling for retreat and to be cautious. I generally wouldn't recommend that. You know, it's like, you just kill the hero. You really want to make something happen. We just kind of faffed around and really didn't make anything happen. We basically gave up the opportunity and didn't achieve anything. And they did get another kill, so that somewhat makes up for it. In fact, 2 kills. That somewhat very much makes up for it. But I mean, realistically, it's like, once you get a kill, a hero kill, you should be doing something, like aggressively pushing a fort or invading a merc camp. Just something. Make something happen on the map. If you're not making anything happen, you're just wasting your time. It's like you've got a lead, or you've got the opportunity to give yourself a lead, but you haven't actually taken it. This is kind of crazy. Nice Divine Shield coming out. Our teammates do come back. That's good. I was kind of worried they wouldn't. But yeah, not bad. Gonna pick up a talent during that team fight because I'm just that rad. Not quite being knowing exactly what I was picking, so being kind of fumbling that a little bit. We did get it in the end. I think it was called Ruinous Corruption. Basically, it makes our corruption whenever each of those little circles hit someone, does a little bit of damage. And like I said earlier, if we hit someone with 3 of those kind of at a pop, it will do a big chunk of bonus damage. So comboing really nicely with the level 1 talents. They both just make you... The synergy between them is fantastic. They both make each other much, much better, is what I would say. And yeah, happy days. But I mean, yeah, realistically, like, you kill a hero, you really want to do something like invade their bruiser camp. We could have done that. We could have pushed a fort. We could have done something. We kind of just sat around a lot, and I really don't like that. It's like, you know, you're in a race or something, and you finally get to, like, just this straight part of the race. It's like, alright, now we can, like, go faster. And then Diablo's kind of ping, like, oh, retreat, like, go slowly, we don't want to speed. It's like, yes, we do. This is our chance to push our lead. I'm very, very dead here. There's a Tychus here as well. Yeah, there he is. Hello, Tychus friend. I was obviously trying to run away. Unfortunately, Tychus was there. Good news is that our teammates picked up 2 kills in the middle, seeing as they sent a couple of people down to kill me. The enemy team will get the bottom of that temple. Wasn't too much I could do, though. You know, probably being a bit over-eager and taking the bottom temple and paying with my life, but it's probably worth it overall. I don't know. There's worse things to die over, and we certainly came out the better in that trade, so that's not too bad. There's a huge minion wave up top, which you probably want to deal with. I imagine Jaina will go for it. At this point, like, looking at the map at this point, I would say, like, you're not making much happen with bottom lane. I'd say maybe be looking to steal siege camp, but very much, like, dealing with that top thing is the thing you want to do. Alright, looks like I'm actually going to be the one who goes up and deals with it. Our teammates need to be really careful here. They're probably evading 4 versus 5 right now. I'd say look for a pick, but not a fight. Yeah, that's not a pick. Okay, I'll run the fuck away right there. We'll see what they do. It's like they just pop Bloodlust and threw down the Draken Laser Drill, and you're fighting a 4v5. Yeah, let's run. Okay, we lost Diablo, but he has the souls, so it's not awful. Oh shit, Uther, what? Got hooked in, I think. Oh boy. So that went badly. I mean, we could see that going badly from a mile away, pretty much. It was like, I pinged I was going top ages before, so yeah. Stuff like that, it's pretty bad. Now, they could be doing the boss. Yeah, that's exactly what they're doing, and this is going to get pretty crazy right now. Nice Ring of Frost actually coming down. Actually sort of counter synergy a little bit with my heroic right there. So I did get the stun on them, but they were rooted anyway. And our whole team actually dies. I might actually kill the Tychus right there. I'm running for these minions. Gonna try to get the Consume Soul off them. I do. I think Tychus obviously survives. He didn't have Oriel there, and Rhaegar's chasing me. Ah, no! The Hook of the Fire War finishes me off. Damn it. I guess he healed from like the regen globe the boss dropped. That's unfortunate. I was really hoping for a kill right there. Oh well. But yeah, that was unfortunate that I landed my Horrify as Jaina landed her Ring of Frost. Bit of counter synergy between the two of those. You obviously don't get the value of the Horrify, making them either run away or towards you, whichever one you want, because they're rooted during the Ring of Frost. They're set, like, being rooted is, for some heroes, kind of like a stun anyway. Like, if Thrall or Tychus are out of range, they're not going to do much anyway. So, yeah, that's a bit unfortunate that we kind of overlapped those two. But it could have been worse. It was a pretty tough situation. The enemy team was very much in the advantage there. And the team fight definitely went worse than I'd expected. I would have thought we could have done a bit better. But, oh well. We'll see how the rest of this game does go. It's a pretty nasty push, alright, with 4 Siege Giants in this. I think you can kind of trace it all back to, like, invading that Siege Giant on the bottom right. Like, 4v5, over-committing, or, like, just not running the hell away as soon as they engaged that hard and burnt their 2 big heroics. Could have been a lot worse. Anyway, here we are. They've got this top temple secured. We're not going to get it. I think there's a huge mistake here. I think we decide to steal this Merc camp, or not steal it, but take the Merc camp. It's going to be really interesting. I want you guys to watch Greymane. I remember this bit about the game, because I watched it back a couple of times. We're going to fight, and it's going to go horribly wrong. I was trying to work out how it went horribly wrong, basically. But yeah, you're going to see that the Greymane is going to dive, like, way off here to the right, near where the edge of the vision point is, into the enemy team. It's going to be a really nice Horrify opportunity. Alright, here's the enemy team. I'm looking in. That's cool. They actually pop Bloodlust. I see nice Horrify opportunity. Boom. Hit the 2 of them. But look, Greymane has dived the whole enemy team. He's gone behind the laser. He went onto the enemy team. Now he's just running away. Greymane achieved nothing in that fight. And yeah, absolute disaster. I'm going to get picked off here as well. It goes horribly wrong. That's probably going to be game. But pretty much what happened there, we were on the Bruisers. The enemy team started coming in. We had like literally the Bruisers on about like 1 hit point. And then instead of just killing the Bruisers and grabbing them, Greymane, which he should have done, you know, and then we'd have them coming in, blocking the skill shots and doing a bit of extra damage and stuff during that fight. Instead of doing that, he ran away, dived the enemy backline. Unfortunately, again, counter synergy between him diving in and me using the Horrify. But really, he shouldn't have been diving in that hard. Whereas it was a really nice Horrify opportunity, splitting the enemy team in half. But yeah, the Horrify came in. He was left then just stranded in the middle of the enemy team, which would have happened anyway with him diving. But yeah, he dived in, then spent his whole life bar just running away and didn't actually do any damage. And we got wrecked, pretty much. Thrall came up from the bottom, just grabbed that Bruiser camp for free, and then killed me from behind. Well, Stitches came in too, and pretty rough way to end the game. But it's a pretty good look at Gul'dan overall, I would say. It's just very unfortunate that, like, a couple of really stupid throws over siege camps and stuff like that, and some couple of bad team fights, and it just went from winning to losing pretty hard. But there you go. Echoed Corruption, Consumed Soul, Bound by Shadow, Horrify, Healthstone, Ruinous Affliction, and Haunt. I personally quite like Haunt. I know Demonic Circle is pretty popular, but I prefer Haunt myself. Making heroes vulnerable and running for even longer. It's pretty epically good at winning a team fight. And there's the stats as well. We'll talk about these now in a second. But yeah, I mean, that's kind of like his most standard-ish, or that's a fairly standard, fairly meta Gul'dan build. I'm very interested in like a Q build. I think a Q build can be pretty good. You can do a Drain Life build as well, which doesn't seem very good to me personally. I think it's pretty bad. And then you could also do like sort of hybrid builds, like mixing things up. And certainly on talent tiers, like with this particular build that I went for here, obviously you want the level 1 and level 16 talents that combo together. But I mean, level 4, you got a couple of options for sure. You want the level 1, 7, and 16 talents. So getting the corruption kind of bouncing back, so doubling the value of corruption. Then getting corruption cooldown reduction whenever you land your Q, really nice too at level 7, Bound by Shadows. And then level 16, the whatever it is, the ruinous one, which makes it do more damage. So if those 3 together synergize really well. Then level 4, improved life tap can work, or the consumed soul, as you saw in this video, works pretty well too. The level 13 Healthstone can work well. I also kind of like the Spell Shield. That kind of appeals to me, like 40% Spell Shield whenever you hit anyone with the Q, and you really want to be hitting people with Q because of your level 7 talent. So I'm kind of digging that as like a sort of talent build as well. I think it'd be quite nice. And then level 20, obviously you're free to choose either to upgrade your Heroic or like Horrify, or to do the other one. Reign of Destruction, I kind of like it for fun, but it's probably pretty bad. So I wouldn't probably use it. I think its win rate is okay, which is kind of funny. But yeah, I don't know. I think Horrify is going to be much better overall. But just looking at the damage and the stats here, as you can see, we obviously actually did quite a substantial amount of damage. Like compared to Jaina, she did a little bit more hero damage, but we did almost double her siege damage. So that's kind of great, actually. Gul'dan does quite a lot of... He does a lot of sustained damage and sustained AoE damage. His burst is pretty wank, though. And yeah, I mean, like, one of the big issues is, like, why pick Gul'dan when you can pick any of the other assassins? That's, like, the big problem with him, is that he's a pretty good hero. He's pretty nice, but it's like, if you want a sort of, like, self-sustaining, kind of sundering type hero, you'd pick Thrall. If you want, like, a more AoE damagey hero, you're gonna pick Lunara. I don't know, I feel like he's pretty solid, he's pretty decent, but at least at the moment, I haven't seen anything that makes him shine. But potentially we will learn that, given some time. We'll learn some certain team comps that he really does shine in, or certain maps that he really shines on. I have not seen any of that yet. He just seems just a little bit undertuned, a little bit weak to me. But I mean, you could definitely see him being a very powerful hero in the future. But there you go, guys. That was Gul'dan. I thought it was like an interesting little game as well. The throws are real. But there you go. Yeah, that's Gul'dan. Give it a like if you liked it. And I'll see you all next time for more Heroes of the Storm with the Machine of War patch live. Pretty cool. Pretty cool. See you all then. Bye-bye.